Let me take you guys back to 2013. I have a great mum and dad here, and I always call them mum and dad because they're always my mum and dad. And then I'll just say, right, for example, I'm going to go and track down my birth parents, but I'm not going to say I'm going to go and track down my mum and dad and leave you guys here after you guys raised me. It's not like that, because that's how some people think of it like that. They go, right, you're going to go over to Russia and meet your mum and dad. And I said, no, I'm going to go over and meet my biological parents, and I'm just going to develop a relationship with them and keep in touch with them for the rest of my life, or try to as much as I can. Wow, I'm actually here now. I made it after a long day. I'm in Moscow. I'm gonna go get some sleep because I'm real tired. It's been such a long day. So tomorrow's the big test to go and see my birth mother for the first time, and that's gonna be crazy. But I need to go and have some sleep and have a think about what I'm gonna do. A question that a lot of my friends ask me, and in fact a lot of people ask me online as well, is what were your first impressions of Russia? Obviously I left there when I was 2 years old, so I don't remember anything of Russia myself as a 2-year-old leaving the orphanage. But in 2013 I went back to Russia to visit my birth parents for the first time, and that was something that ultimately changed my life. Yeah. School. College. Obviously going to Russia was something that I really had to think about prior to going there. And a lot of things that I didn't really think about or didn't expect until I got there was something that was quite phenomenal for myself. One thing that I really want to point out is when I first got to Russia, it was nighttime, and I didn't see much of Russia until the very next day, from when I went to go and visit my birth mother in her small town of Rybinsk. When I say small town, it's 100,000 or so people. New Zealand, a small town, is probably about 10,000 people. We had a driver, drove us 6 hours to go meet my birth mother, and that was definitely the first time I really had seen the daylight of Russia. I was in Russia in November 2013, and so the sunlight didn't come out until about 10 in the morning, 10 or 11, and it was really just a whole different world for me. It was something that I was very excited about, and something that I was very thankful to finally be there and see it for myself in real life. So that was something that I was very proud of, and something that I'm forever thanking everybody involved for making that happen on that day.
И так далее.
I will.
Подруга-то хоть есть там?
No.
Ничего страшного, что найдешь завтра? Это соседи наши с этого дома.
Ah, okay. See you next time. A lot of the things that when I got to Russia, obviously I went into Russia on a Russian passport. I couldn't go in on my New Zealand passport with a Russian tourist visa or a visitor visa, anything like that. I had to go into Russia on my Russian passport. Now here's some advice for those who are born in Russia but adopted out to a different country. I always say, do your research first, have a search around and see what you need to do prior to going to Russia. This video is obviously speaking for a lot of people who want to visit Russia as a tourist or go on a holiday, but also for those who are adopted from Russia as well. It was something that I didn't really think about too much, and I actually tried to go to Russia on my New Zealand passport with a tourist visa, which was not allowed. Obviously, I didn't do enough research and I had to rechange everything and then renew for my Russian passport. This was in 2013. Since then, I have had a Russian passport, so I can go in and out of Russia without any problems, but it's something that you need to have a look at and research for yourself first. It could be different for every country. I know that in New Zealand you need to have a Russian passport if you're born in Russia and adopted to New Zealand. So it's something that I didn't really know too much about, and it's something that I still, it is a huge process, but if you do the research first, it will happen. The Russian passport for myself took 3 to 5 months. So when I say 3 to 5 months, it might have been ready in 3 months, but the latest could have been 5 months. And obviously they now have a citizen check, while here in New Zealand they do for adoptees who want to go back to Russia. So it can be a longer process. I can't speak for everybody who is born in Russia, but obviously just do your research first, see what you need to fill out before going to Russia. That is something that is very important. A lot of people do ask me as well, is Russia a safe country? And I believe it is, personally. I haven't had a problem. I have been around Moscow by myself. I'd never recommend going around places by yourself, but always be with somebody when you go to Russia. I always recommend having a translator organized prior to visiting Russia, and obviously have everything scheduled out and planned as much as possible. That was something that I didn't really fully plan a lot of my time when I was going there, but I always thought to myself, this could be done better, this could be scheduled out, this could be planned a lot better, and there are things that you can always change. But I always say to everyone, if you're going to go to Russia, have a good time and enjoy it as much as you can. The people there are nice, they're very friendly, they'll become your best friend if you crack as many jokes as you can. I always say that, and I believe in that as well. And the people there are incredibly nice. And I'm not being biased or anything like that, but I've come across a lot of people that, a lot of my friends have often asked me, why would you go back to Russia again? Why do you revisit? It's because it's a completely different culture for me, and I love to experience and learn the culture. To me, that is important. And my first impressions of Russia, obviously, you know, seeing not a lot during the night or the day, going there from the first 24 hours, but I really enjoyed it, and the culture to me was something that was pretty incredible. And I was very proud to go and see it face to face and see it in real life. If you are a Russian adoptee that wants to go back and revisit Russia, do plan your trip, do schedule it out, have everything organized prior to going. It's always a good idea to take a family member with you so they can go around with you, and be sure to have a good time. And at the end of the year, it will be my 6th trip going to Russia, so it is something that I do quite often because I enjoy going there, and it is a long way from home, and I do miss home a lot. I get homesick when I go to Russia, but obviously I have this identity and this background of Russia as well that I always like to revisit and learn about, because I like to learn. And the language thing, the language barrier is a big thing if you go to Russia. Do remember they do not speak English in Russia. I was going to say they don't speak Russian, but they do speak Russian, obviously. So if you know a little bit of Russian, hello, thanks, привет, or the formal hello, здравствуйте, or thanks, спасибо, or a big thank you, большое спасибо, little things like that can go a long way. And I believe that is a big thing, and I may be repeating myself, but I believe it is very important. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you have any questions, please do leave them below. I'm happy to answer them. If you have any questions, if you are planning to go to Russia, anything like that, you can ask away, anything like that. And remember, every journey is going to be different. I cannot speak for everybody, and you never know what's going to happen. Always be prepared for anything as an adoptee. I always say that all the time. I always was, and I still am, always prepared for anything when I go to Russia, and always have someone there with you, a guide, a plan. Have everything organized prior to going there. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, большое спасибо и до свидания, пока-пока, and привет из Новой Зеландии. Hello from New Zealand. Thank you so much.
So how are you feeling about Alex making the big trip?
Yeah, I'm feeling very positive about it. I think it'll all go very well for him.
How did you feel when he first raised it with you?
Well, very shocked that he'd actually, you know, made contact, because we just never expected that would ever happen. Even though we were always willing to help him if it did. But yeah, just blown away really, weren't we?
Well, I always said to Alex, you know, to both boys, that it would really make my life if they could contact their birth parents. And Alex had said years ago, you know, that he was sort of dabbling with it and what have you. And then all of a sudden he came out and said, well, hey, I think we've tracked him down. I thought that was really fantastic.